We declare our right on this earth to be a man, to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, to be given the rights of a human being in this society, on this earth, in this day, which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary.
What is a movement? A movement can be defined as a series of organized activities working toward an objective. Since America's earliest days, African Americans have fought an arduous battle to attain and uphold true social justice and equality for their people. This fight to secure the legal rights of African Americans fully manifested itself in 1955 as a result of the lynching of Mississippi teen Emmett Till. Till's brutal murder acted as the catalyst for the next phase of the civil rights movement and mobilized organizations across America. The movement focused on nonviolent forms of protest, such as the successful Montgomery bus boycott in Alabama, which lasted an entire year, or the influential Greensboro sit-ins in North Carolina. The movement had many accomplishments, the most notable ones being the establishment of affirmative action and the Civil Rights Act of 1968. These victories, however, didn't come without a cost. By 1968, two of the movement's most notable figureheads had been assassinated. Malcolm X in 1965, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on April 4, 1968, 1 week before the Civil Rights Act was to be passed. With two of their most charismatic leaders killed, the movement slowly came to an end, and in its place rose a new era of black empowerment. This marked the beginning of the Black Power movement. As the Civil Rights era came to a close, many black activist groups grew disillusioned with the pacifistic beliefs that had been adopted by the movement, claiming that it was ineffective in the fight for social change. Influenced by black nationalist ideology, this new movement sought to inspire safety, self-sufficiency, and racial pride in the black community through the establishment of black-owned businesses. A militant group known as the Black Panther Party was created in 1966 by Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale. The party utilized open-carry gun laws to protect their members and challenge police brutality. Aside from policing the police, the party also emphasized the importance of education, using it to address the lack of identity in the black community. The Panthers believed that by advocating education and identity, they could empower African Americans across the nation. Growing popularity for Black Power movement eventually caught the attention of the FBI, who, in late 1967, developed a counterintelligence program known as COINTELPRO to investigate black nationalist groups. The goal of this program, as stated by FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover, was to expose, disrupt, misdirect, discredit, or otherwise neutralize the activities of these groups. The program was extremely effective. By the 1970s, it had destroyed a number of groups from the inside out. By using the criminal justice system as a method of social control, the FBI was able to snuff out the black empowerment movement before any real progress could be made. With many of its leaders incarcerated or killed, the black community was lulled into a state of complacency that lasted well into the 2000s. After the decline of the Black Power movement, the nation began to see many African Americans elected into office. Officials like Colin Powell, Clarence Thomas, and Condoleezza Rice gave the black community the political boost that would eventually lead to the election of the nation's first black president, Barack Obama. Despite the political progress made during this time, the black community's social and cultural growth remained stagnant. This lack of progress was made evident by the 2012 murder of Trayvon Martin and the resulting verdict which sparked outrage across the nation. With the acquittal of George Zimmerman came the shocking realization that in the eyes of the law, the life of a black man has little value. This blatant devaluation of black life caused the slogan Black Lives Matter to spread across the internet and served as the starting point for the Black Lives Matter movement. The movement was co-founded by Alicia Garza, Patrisse Cullors, and Opal Tometi. Despite the important role these three played in the foundation of the group, the organization remains leaderless. This group-oriented style of leadership has allowed the movement to operate without a formal hierarchy and gain followers across the globe. The movement combats systemic racism by shedding light on the problems it creates via nonviolent protests and online campaigns. Their most notable demonstration occurred in Ferguson, Missouri, where they protested the death of Michael Brown, an 18-year-old black man who was killed at the hands of a white officer. This protest gave the group national recognition, and since then they have continued to speak out against police violence. Since then, the group has expanded into a network containing more than 40 local chapters. By transforming social media into a means of mass mobilization, the Black Lives Matter movement has reignited Black America's ongoing battle for social justice. African Americans are no strangers to hardship. For centuries we have endured countless acts of cruelty and humiliation. We came to this country in chains, stripped of our identity and our humanity. And despite the many liberties afforded to us by the actions of past black political movements, our fight to attain and uphold social justice and equality for our people still persists, and will likely continue unabated for as long as it takes.
I wish the president would stop lying, black babies would stop crying, and young brothers would stop dying. I wish the police would stop killing, politicians stop stealing and acting like they not dealing when they know they got bricks in the street at the country club fixing to eat. I can see them now. I wish we get this shit figured out and stop going the trigger route and acting all niggered out on the block with the non-cock. I wish we try and stop wishing for the pine box. I wish we wasn't so obsessed with death. Tell me, is it cause we blessed with less? I don't know really. I wish the world was safer. I'm scared to travel abroad. That's why I travel with the Lord. I wish a cab would stop for me in the rain. I know you wanna call me insane. I'm a dreamer.